The best single-player games don't just entertain you, they pull you into a world that's hard to leave. If that's exactly what you're looking for, these 12 games deserve a spot on your playlist.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life? It can end.
Kicking things off, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, technically this one dropped back in February of last year, but here's the thing, it hasn't slowed down. It just crossed 6 million copies sold, it swept PC Gamer's Game of the Year, and Warhorse Studios only just confirmed they're building not one, but 2 new projects. Another Kingdom Come game, and an open-world RPG set in Middle-earth. So if you slept on this the first time around, now's actually a great moment to jump in. You're playing as Henry, a blacksmith's son turned reluctant warrior in medieval Bohemia, and everything in this game is brutally, wonderfully realistic. This is the game for people who want an RPG that respects their intelligence.
You still have a long way to go till your work is done.
Up next, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Now, this one's still a few months out, landing in August, but it's already generating serious buzz in the tactical shooter community. If you know the original Hell Let Loose, you know it built its reputation on brutal, unforgiving 50 versus 50 battles where communication wasn't optional, it was survival. Vietnam changes the entire rhythm of that formula. Instead of open fields and long sightlines, you're fighting through dense jungle, tight foliage, and blurred front lines where you genuinely can't tell who's where until it's too late. If that's your kind of chaos, mark your calendar.
Shall we?
Coming in at 10, Crimson Desert. This is Pearl Abyss stepping way outside their comfort zone, and honestly, the gamble is paying off. You're playing as Cliff, a mercenary caught up in a brutal power struggle across the continent of Pywell, and the combat is the headline here. Fast, weighty, and genuinely satisfying in a way a lot of open-world action games struggle to pull off. One minute you're scaling a cliffside, the next you're gliding across a frozen tundra, and somewhere in between you might just tame a dragon. The world shifts from bustling cities to scorched deserts without ever feeling like separate zones stitched together. After years of near vaporware jokes and skepticism from the community, Crimson Desert actually showed up, and showed up looking incredible.
One stroke, and everyone of that age vanishes into nothingness. Every year she paints again, and every year an expedition departs for the continent with one hopeless mission: destroy the paintress so she can never paint death again.
Number 9, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. If you haven't played this yet, I genuinely don't know what you're waiting for. This is the game that swept awards season. Best game at the BAFTAs, the most nominations of any title at the DICE Awards, Golden Joystick wins, and it earned every single one of them. It's a turn-based RPG with real-time dodge and parry mechanics layered on top, set in a gorgeous, melancholy world inspired by Belle Epoque France. The story follows an expedition sent to fight back against a mysterious entity that erases a year of the population's life every single year, and it hits emotional beats most AAA studios wouldn't even attempt. And if you're a Switch player, keep your eyes open. A Switch 2 port is expected to land before the year's out.
Fire! Watch out!
Only in our mind.
Are you going to give me a line?
8 on the list, Ghost of Yotei. Sucker Punch didn't just make a sequel, they made a standalone successor to Ghost of Tsushima, and it's arguably even better. You're playing as Atsu, a lone wolf on a revenge mission through the mountains surrounding Mount Yotei, hunting down the 6 people responsible for wiping out her family. The samurai combat is as fluid and cinematic as ever, but what really stands out is how personal the story feels. This isn't about saving a nation, it's about one woman's reckoning. It was the most pre-ordered game across the US, Japan, Europe, and the UK for a reason. And with a free Legends multiplayer expansion added on, there's a real reason to keep coming back even after the credits roll.
Ruthless spirits, wandering the land, driven by vengeance.
You there, Leon?
Resident Evil Requiem. Capcom just dropped what a lot of critics are calling the best entry in the franchise's 30-year history, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. You get 2 playable characters this time. Grace Ashcroft, an FBI analyst whose sections lean into the slow burn, resource-starved horror the series was built on, and Leon Kennedy, older, more haunted, and dealing with an infection of his own, whose chapters bring the action-heavy intensity fans loved from Resident Evil 4. The game returns to the ruins of Raccoon City nearly 25 years after its destruction, and the atmosphere is genuinely suffocating in the best way possible. Whether you want to creep through dark hallways with barely any ammo or go loud with Leon's combat, Requiem lets you choose your own kind of nightmare.
I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
God of War Ragnarok. Stick with me on this one. Ragnarok itself came out back in 2022, but the reason it belongs on this list is what's happening around it right now. 2026 has turned into an unofficial God of War celebration, the franchise's 20th anniversary, with a 2D prequel called Sons of Sparta already out, full remakes of the original Greek trilogy in development, and a brand new mainline title called God of War Lethe just revealed, following Kratos' late wife, Faye, through the mythological afterlife. If you never finished Ragnarok, or you want to replay it before diving into what's coming next, there has never been a better time. It's still one of the most emotionally powerful action games ever made, closing out Kratos and Atreus' Norse saga in a way that actually earns its ending.
Tyr!
Are you coming with us?
Number 5, Replaced. This is easily one of the best-looking indie games to come out this year. You're playing as Reach, an artificial intelligence trapped inside a human body, waking up in an alternate post-nuclear version of 1980s America. It's a 2.5D cinematic platformer, heavily inspired by games like Inside and the classic Prince of Persia titles. But it layers on a genuinely satisfying free-flow combat system, where reading enemy tells and timing your counters actually matters. Sad Cat Studios spent years through multiple delays and even relocating their entire studio because of the war in Ukraine, pouring everything into this game. And you can feel that dedication in every hand-painted frame. If moody, neon-soaked sci-fi storytelling is your thing, this one's a must-play.
Lost Carcosa. Ruled by the eclipse.
4 is Saros. From the studio that made Returnal, Saros takes everything that made that game brutal and rewarding and pushes it even further. This is Housemarque doing what they do best, punishing high-intensity third-person action with a roguelike backbone, except now set across a much larger canvas. Every run teaches you something, every death feels like progress instead of punishment, and the moment-to-moment gunplay is some of the tightest you'll find in any PlayStation exclusive this generation. If Returnal hooked you, Saros is going to consume your entire year.
Finding you.
There's no way to get home, and you can just...
He's returned to us. The sun is forever.
Simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
IO Interactive stepping into Bond's shoes might be the most exciting new franchise idea in years, and after playing it, it's clear the delay was worth it. This isn't a retread of GoldenEye nostalgia, it's a fresh origin story, putting you in the field as a young James Bond before he's earned his 00 status, blending stealth, gadgets, and IO's signature attention to environmental detail. The art direction alone is worth the price of admission, with every location dripping in that classic Bond glamour, while still feeling grounded and tense. Whether you've never cared about Bond before, or you've been waiting your whole life for a game that finally does the character justice, First Light delivers.
Since time immemorial, this power has been the impetus for human wars.
Our runner-up, Nioh 3. Team Ninja didn't just make a bigger Nioh, they rebuilt the entire structure of the series. Gone are the mission-based corridor-style levels of the first two games. Nioh 3 hands you sprawling, open-field zones packed with side quests, roaming bosses, and secrets in every direction. You're playing as Tokugawa Takechiyo, thrown back through time to stop his own brother from unleashing a horde of yokai on feudal Japan. Reviewers have called it the strongest entry in the franchise's history, and the player numbers back that up. It doubled Nioh 2's launch week record on Steam.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell.
And the top spot goes to the game fans have been begging for since the series started. Forza Horizon finally heads to Japan. Playground Games built their biggest, most detailed map yet, with a version of Tokyo 5 times larger than any urban area the series has ever attempted, alongside snow-capped mountains, coastal roads, and cherry blossom season changing the entire feel of the world around you. You start out as just a tourist chasing the Horizon Festival and work your way up through wristband tiers, unlocking faster cars, new districts, and eventually Legend Island, an entire endgame zone reserved for the best of the best. With over 550 cars at launch, customizable garages, and toge battles winding down mountain roads at night, this is Playground Games firing on every cylinder. It's not just the best Forza Horizon has ever looked, it might be the best it's ever played. And that wraps up our top 12. If you had to pick just one of these to play this year, drop it in the comments. I want to know which one you're most excited for. Hit subscribe if you want more lists like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.